So at this point, if y'all just start talking about APAC money, I'm just gonna assume that you're anti-Semitic. Why, you ask? Well, Rafa doesn't exist anymore. He's spinning up his Board of Peace, aka Axis of Evil, and he plans to put, like 4,000 or 5,000 troops into Gaza. So I think that even if you're on this I hate Israel kick, there are far more important things on your plate than whatever the fuck this shit is. And yet, I don't see none of you bitches organizing online, doing anything in regards to what the fuck is actually happening to Palestinians. Instead, I see APAC money, APAC money, APAC money, and it is not lost on me that y'all have an obsession with black politicians. I do not trust a lot of you fucking weirdos in regards to this. But let's listen.
Let's review here. Hakeem Jeffries is compromised and he needs to resign. Serious members of the progressive...
Again, this so-and-so is compromised. How? Because he thinks Israel has a right to exist? He's compromised? It's this desire to craft this narrative that there's this shadowy Jewish cabal that's controlling all of these people's strings. And bitch, that's really anti-Semitic. There's a lot of anti-Semitism in those tropes.
Caucus have got to quit playing patty cake with this guy. He is a corporate dim through and through, and he's a fascist collaborator. There's no question that Chuck Schumer is as well, but we will...
Fascist collaborator? Because why? Last time I checked, he was actually really good at being minority leader of Democrats. And he was fairly decent at keeping them in line when it came to votes and making sure that they starved the Republican Party of support. Is he Nancy Pelosi? No. But he literally just got in this job, and y'all are already putting a target on his back. And I find that to be weird, especially during midterms, particularly when we've had great successes with Democrats being elected during these midterms.
Not retain our democracy with the Democratic Party taking money from Palantir. We are not going to retain our country with the Democratic Party taking donations from AIPAC. The corporate Dems are controlled opposition. Chuck Schumer is controlled opposition, and it gets...
They're not controlled opposition. I'm not a fan of Chuck Schumer because I think he's weak. I don't have time for weakness. I don't get weakness out of Hawk. I don't get weakness. I get a guy who's learning his role and figuring out as he goes, but I don't get weakness out of him. But it's only been 3 years, and y'all already trying to get him out? That's strange.
Worse, you guys. It gets worse. Pop this up. Matthew Eadie recently discovered how AIPAC is hiding its donations using 3 campaigns for, you guessed it, Hakeem Jeffries, a.k.a. AIPAC Shakur.
Stop. AIPAC Shakur? You bitches are anti-black, and you can go fuck yourselves. What the fuck was that? How is that funny to y'all? This is why a lot of us don't trust you white bitches on the left. You are racist as shit. And your weird targeting of black politicians is not going unnoticed. And it's not even like you're replacing them with other black people. And y'all can take offense to this, but I've been noticing y'all been trying to put a lot of Arabs into this party. And I'm not against diversity, but at the same time, there were 2 groups of people who engaged in the slave trade in Africa. White Europeans did it in the West, and the white Arabs did it in the East. And when you have those 2 groups who have engaged in slavery of black bodies, y'all have a very cozy relationship with anti-blackness. And I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. And I don't trust none of you hoes.
I created a graphic to help you understand how the secret campaigns are structured and why you won't be able to see AIPAC and FEC filings.
Keep in mind, AIPAC does have a lobbying arm. AIPAC does give out money. AIPAC has stupidly given money to Republicans because they're dumb as shit, but here we are. So they're saying they're getting AIPAC money, they're getting Jewish money, and they're funneling it through all of these different... Listen to this shit.
But AIPAC will still be able to track donations through unique IDs and show candidates how much their network has donated to buy pro-Israel votes. And here is the graph. You can...
Being pro-Israel does not necessarily equate to being pro-genocide. I know a lot of you think that that's the case, but that's not the case because in Israel exists a wide variety of Jewish people, many of whom do not agree with the genocide. In the same way that we as Americans have that weird bitch in the White House and a lot of us don't agree with him, would it be fair to categorize the entire country that way? I would argue not. And yet here you are, taking an entire country that just happens to be full of Jews and just throwing everyone into the same pot. And I don't think that's accidental. And for all of you Negroes who keep supporting these weirdos, I need y'all to understand. I am not sitting here saying that just because somebody's Jewish, that they give a fuck about black people. Because at the end of the day, they can be just as racist as these whites. I understand that. I'm not in denial of that. But when I start seeing anti-Semitism and these dog whistles start popping up, bitch, I know they're on some fuck shit. Because the 2 groups that support Democrats the most in this system are Jews and blacks. And I'm noticing how they're trying to link us together. And a lot of these linkages include a lot of anti-Semitism. And some of you might be tempted to lean into that anti-Semitism, but I would warn you against that because that's a slippery slope, bitch. Because you are going to slide down a ramp into a crowd of a bunch of people who also hate your black ass. I am not gonna count myself a liberal and start engaging in this dog whistling of discrimination and bigotry. I'm not doing this shit with y'all. I am very attuned to what the fuck this means. Y'all cannot directly link these people to AIPAC, so now we have to go and figure out, oh, they must be getting the Jewish money from somewhere. Where are they getting it from? Oh, look.
See it here, AIPAC. And then we have the Democracy Engine. 3 of these that are funneled through Hakeem Jeffries. So let's review here. Keep this up.
The black man is funneling Jewish money. Oh, no.
Hakeem Jeffries is Palantir first. Hakeem Jeffries is Israel first. How can
Now they're trying to say Palantir, because Palantir is easy to hate. Notice the linkage. They can't leave out the Israel part. They're only throwing Palantir in there as a fucking red herring. They don't give a fuck about them. They care about the Israel part. That is where the obsession lies. Because Jews control the world. Jewish money controls everybody, right?
Hakeem Jeffries care about immigrant children when he doesn't care about Palestinian children, and he takes money from a genocidal government that's ran by a war criminal, a far-right fascist war criminal, Benjamin Netanyahu, that funded Hamas. And
plenty of Jews all around the globe support AIPAC and give AIPAC money. The Jewish Party, at least since the 70s, has voted in majority for Democrats. So has the black community. Y'all don't think it's weird that they keep targeting these two communities to fracture that relationship? Because I think it's weird. This chick right here, her and her friend, I forgot which red state they're from, these bitches were Republicans in a previous life. Then they became darlings of the left. And ever since she hooked up with that Hassan Piker fuck nigga, she's been spiraling on this AIPAC shit. Spiraling on this Jewish money shit. Told you I don't trust these motherfuckers.
Then you see all this money they're filtering in to candidates. And so here's how it works, you guys. AIPAC directs its donors to the Pro-Israel Network website via email campaigns. And then the Pro-Israel Network uses Democracy Engine as its payment processor. That's AIPAC Shakur. That's Hakeem Jeffries. And then
AIPAC Shakur. AIPAC Shakur. They don't give a fuck how disrespectful that shit is. Why would they use that term out of all terms, particularly if they're on this supposed revolutionary shit, right? Given what we know about Pac, why would they use that? That is so fucking strange to me. Well, not really. They're disrespectful and they don't give a fuck. And they're telling you they don't give a fuck because it's funny to them. The objective is to sideline not Jewish money, really. It's to sideline Jewish voters. And if you Negroes don't see it, well, some of you see it, they're also trying to sideline black voters. This is during the fucking midterms, dog. All of these weird leftists, all of them, they're strange. Here is the African question. So they want you to believe that AIPAC, the shadowy Jewish organization, is sending emails to their pro-Israel network and getting people to donate. And Democracy Engine is the payment processor. And that's all that this is. Now, the purpose of the Jeffries Victory Fund is he's basically using his power and star power as leader of the Democrats to get money. And then he funnels that money. It's not even really funneling. He just gets a bunch of money from a bunch of high-value, high-ticket donors, and then he takes that money and he allocates it and distributes it to various committees, organization, and down-ballot Democratic tickets, which would make sense. You're the fucking House leader. If anybody's supposed to be giving money to House Democrats to win their battles, it should be you, bitch. Now, they're trying to make it seem like him doing this is a secret Jewish cabal. Or Jewish people donate money to Democrats overwhelmingly, and said money then goes to down-ballot Democrats. But hey, fuck do I know. As you can see, the shadowy Jewish cabal of AIPAC is sending people links and telling them to donate money, whatever the fuck. Point is, I don't really give a fuck if Jewish people support AIPAC. I don't give a fuck if Jewish people support Israel. It makes sense to me they will support Israel. They're fucking Jews there. In the same way that my black ass donates money to various African organizations and countries because I support black people. So what the fuck do I look like being mad at them for supporting Jewish people? That would be insane, but whatever. Anywho, the point is, as much as they want to sit here and try to convince you this is some shadowy shit, my guy, you can literally go here and see the people's names and click on these things and see who they are and what their occupations are and who their employers are. I didn't dig through all of these things, but a lot of them seem to be lawyers. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've been highly reliant on lawyers lately when it comes to funding and fighting the fucking Trump administration in the lower courts and in the appellate courts. So I really don't give a fuck. Like, this person's a therapist. So, Jewish people donate money, whether it comes through AIPAC or not. But let's look at Democracy Engine. Look, clients, Give Green, National Retail Federation, AIPAC, Every State Blue, and CrowdPack. These are some of their clients. The point is, Democracy Engine is literally just a payment processing platform. And sometimes they process payments for AIPAC, as well as a whole host of other people that they work with. CEO in question, Jonathan Zucker. Jonathan was an executive director for ActBlue. So it seems like Jonathan learned some shit from ActBlue and then started his own platform. Oh my God, how shocking. They want you to believe that every person who is donated via Democracy Engine is coming from AIPAC. And there is no way to fucking prove that. Simply having AIPAC as part of their client doesn't necessarily mean that all of these donations came from AIPAC, considering they have other clients. But again, the objective is high dollar donations, trying to create this shadow organization that's, got its fingers in everything. It's all very reflective of a very anti-Semitic propagandist campaign. And this is coming from the fucking left. And you wonder why they support a man who had a Nazi tattoo on his body for a couple decades and says, I didn't know. Yes, the fuck you did. He knew that was a Nazi tattoo. Be very careful who you are in alignment with, because at the end of the day, a lot of these motherfuckers do not like your black ass. At this point, I side-eye everybody who ain't my skin tone. And no, I don't put any faith in anybody who's Arabic. Fuck out of here. Just because you bitches can tan well doesn't mean you like me. And y'all got this weird cozy ass relationship between these anti-black leftists that I don't trust you hoes. Get the fuck out my face.